Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We've got our friend here, the Ion Max, that we're going to take out here and we're going to review. And we're going to do like we always do. We're going to start a little straighter and then we're going to move our way left and we're going to figure out what this thing does. Now, from the little bit I've seen this ball, this thing's super strong. Now, I saw one video by The Hype and he made it look like it wasn't that strong at all because he says he bowls on, what do you call it, chromium, I think, is a different type of oil, and man, it looked tight. And his ball floated through the front really nice. When I used it here, this thing was strong. So as you know, they've actually discontinued a bunch of bowling balls with the gem line being a couple of them. So I think this will be a solid replacement for the gem or even the magic gem. I'm not 100% sure yet. I'm not convinced yet because I don't know what this is. I've seen how gems react. I've seen how good those bowling balls are. They must have some confidence in these balls because if they're going to discontinue them to come out with these new ones like the Sublime Focus, which maybe we'll throw that a little bit in this video as well, but they've got some confidence in these balls if they're going to discontinue some of those balls. So I don't know. We're going to take it out here. I got the typical 45 by, on the Storm balls, I'm doing 5-inch pins. So 45 by 5 by 30 on this. Nope, just kidding. This is actually another 45. The pin's not very tall. So 45. So 45 by 5 by 45. So we'll take it out here and we're going to see what it's got. It's just typical 42-foot lead condition and we'll check her out. Stay tuned. All right, here we go. Ion Max. Maximum effort. Let's see what we got here. I am going to start with my feet on 20. Ball's probably going to cross right around 11, 12. I'm looking at 9, 10, 11-ish. Now, first shot, you can definitely see it really is strong and really gets forward. Now, I'm not exactly trying to rotate the ball yet, of course, being straighter like this. But this is going to be one of those bowling balls that you're going to have to, this is going to be one that'll keep you in play and keep you in control, but you're going to have to control the roll a lot. So if I rotate from that spot a little bit, you'll watch it really overhook. And that's the big difference. So very high response bowling ball, which is fine. That's what we're looking for. We don't necessarily need something weak anymore. We've got plenty of weaker stuff out there. Now we need some stronger stuff, especially if we're replacing the gems. So I'm going to move 5 left, stand on 25. Now we're going to cross right around 13, 14-ish. I'm still going to be, I'm not going to rotate it much. Otherwise, it's going to over-respond again. I missed a little bit left there, but it still sat. But you can see it deflecting because it's so strong. It's actually, it's using up all, whatever rotation it has on it, it's using up already. It uses it up before it gets to the pins. So we're getting a real low entry angle off this ball because of how forward it goes. But if I rotate that from that spot, that's where we probably see a problem because now it might overreact there. No, it didn't. That's not bad. Okay, I like that. A little bit of deflection still. I didn't rotate it a lot more. It was maybe 10 degrees more, 15 degrees more. So it could lose. It didn't lose all of its rotation well before the pins, so you saw a little bit better entry angle there, and you saw less deflection. So if I go 5 left now, standing on 30, now I'll start use that same rotation, just a little bit more, trying to cross 17, 18, 19 area. See, it's such a strong cover and core that it uses up so much rotation. I'm emphasizing that because that's what's creating entry angle. Because once the ball is starting its motion, as soon as the ball comes off your hand, whatever rotation you're putting on it, it's going to lose that rotation as it gets down the lane. The stronger the core, the stronger the cover, the quicker that ball is going to lose that rotation. Depending on the layout, of course. That's where layout does matter. So from there, obviously, I need more rotation. So we will get our hand to the side a little bit. Now it doesn't lose all the rotation. See how that's what that adjustment is. So for a lot of you, like this is a good little tool here for you to think about. For a lot of you that start leaving those flat 10s, it's not always a ball change. Sometimes you just have to get your hand around it a little bit more because you might be leaving flat 10s because your ball is losing all its rotation. Or, I mean, it's one of two things. It's either losing its rotation too early or it's not hooking fast enough. It's not hooking soon enough. In a lot of cases, because of how strong these balls are, for anybody that's more forward rolling, usually it's because the ball's losing too much rotation. For anybody that rotates their hand a lot, it's usually because the ball gets down the lane too far. So you got to keep your eye on stuff like that. That's not an easy thing to recognize when you're bowling. So all right, 5 more left. So now we're going to be standing 35. We're trying to cross at that 19, 20, 21 range. A little bit more rotation. See, now that one was an instance where it actually just got too far down the lane. Because now I'm in all the soup. And even though this is a super strong ball, and super strong core, it's still, there's so much oil there that it waits until it gets down lane to the dry part before it hooks. So for me to strike from there, I just have to slow it down a little bit, get the ball to hook a little bit sooner. Hopefully. Still didn't quite get there. Still didn't quite get there. Now that one was kind of a combination of both. It lost its rotation, but it also was too far down the lane. Because if that hooks a little bit earlier while it loses that rotation, it lost the rotation in the right spot. But as far as this ball goes, it's definitely strong. It does remind me a lot of like the gem. It's not something I'm really going to be circling the lane with. Let me try that one more time, slow down and add even more rotation. Yeah, there you go. So now we got more rotation, so it's got more entry going through the pins, and it was slow enough to start to hook soon enough. Problem is, it almost hooked too soon. It almost hooked enough to where it was going to stone 9. So as we go left, that's why we add more rotation, to create a little bit of left to right motion. You got to get that ball to change directions and preserve enough rotation, enough entry angle through the pins. All right, 5 more left. Now we're standing on 40. We're gonna be crossing 22, 23-ish. Bunch of rotation, just like before. Not enough. See, as we keep going left, you need more and more. That was too far down the lane again. So you can see it waited until it got to the back part of the pattern before it made its motion. So that may make you say, oh, well, that's weird because it's such a strong ball. Not necessarily. That's not, I mean, it's just, it is what it is. The types of oils we're bowling on. These cores, the cover's so strong that when it hits the friction, they go forward. They lose so much rotation so quick. Let's try that again. More rotation and slower. All right, there's the more rotation and slower, and you can see now at 4 pins it gets there. So these are the adjustments you got to make with bowling balls. That's what's tough, is you've got to recognize exactly what you're trying to do, what you want your ball to do. So we could sit there and, you know, we can 10 pin and switch 7 all day long. And sometimes it's just not the right ball. You got to change balls. that's going to respond better to the rotation. So this ball's liking the higher rotation because it's so strong, it's trying to use up so much energy early. This is going to be one of those balls where when the lanes are tough and it requires me to go left or right, this will be a good ball because I can just rotate it. I can make a slow ball like this a quicker ball by rotating it. All right, up against the ball return now. See, I feel like I've really got to spin it to get it to go through the pins from that spot, but that's okay. And for those that don't quite understand, hey, let me show you again. If I throw that same shot with much less rotation, with more of a natural release for me, watch what happens. So the ball never actually changes directions. The ball doesn't go from that part of the lane to this part because it gets to that dry spot and then it uses up its energy and it goes forward. We need it to start losing its energy, rotating, and then going this way and losing its energy going towards the pins, towards the pocket. So that's why rotation is key. But this ball is so strong, it's going to require a bunch of rotation. Otherwise, you're just going to want to be, you could probably use this ball like this. More up the back and straighter because it's such a strong cover and core. You can get it to tumble. So this is probably going to be a really good ball for those of you that like to play straighter and need a stronger ball. This will be really good. You saw it still even got through the front pretty good there. Now that we got some shots on it, little oil shine, little lane shine there, might help it out. Not really much of a chance there. So there you go. So that is your Ion Max. Now it's going to be one of those situational balls. It's going to be one of those balls that was a lot like the Gem, the original Gem. It was real strong, real early. It required some rotation to get it to go through the pins the right way. For me, it didn't like playing straighter, but if you're a little bit lower rev rate and you like to play straighter with more forward hand, this is going to be really good for you. So if you want to get one of these, make sure to head over to BowlerX.com. I got a link in the description right down here. Also, make sure to head over to easybowlingstats.com where you can actually download this app, that new app that we have that keeps track of all your scores, all your stats, everything you need to know. And also there is a AI introduced into it. So if you get the premium version, you get to use AI and it starts learning from you as you input more of your data into the app. It will learn from you and give you suggestions for not only your arsenal, but for moves you can make on the lane, ball changes, how to build an arsenal, all these different things. It's going to give you all kinds of information based on what you put in it. So as you input your data into this, the AI learns from you and it becomes basically your own ball rep. So make sure to download over at easybowlingstats.com. Get the free app to start, try it out, and then join the premium membership. It's $9.99 a month. I know people are making a big deal about, well, that's one more subscription that we have, but this thing is just a little bit different than everything else you have. If you want to become a better bowler, that's one way to do it. So that's all I got for you. Make sure to get your bowling ball, that Ion Max, over at BowlerX.com. Links in the description. Until next time, I'm out of here. We'll see you guys later.